All right, good afternoon once again from the Office of the Human Rights Defenders and Access to Justice, Advocate Center, and all the level departments. I'm Femi Solushola, live from the Cage Allen Avenue branch. We have a case of family dispute reported by Mrs. Josephine Merdi against Mr. Merdi Elvis. Am I right with the name?
Merdi Elvis.
You what?
Merdi Elvis.
Bialose.
Elvis.
Well, you know the one that wrote this.
Yes. It's
What you wrote
correct.
is B
Elvis.
Bialose.
Yes.
Okay. All right, join us as we interview her and look into the matter for a peaceful resolution. Subscribe to our YouTube channel on Access to Justice TV and follow us on our Facebook page on Human Rights Defenders and Access to Justice Advocate Center. Thank you. Okay, let's hear you out, madam.
Okay, I'll start from the 7th of February 2021. He threw me and the children, my children, out of the house. That
Can
was
you concentrate? Leave
yes, ma'am.
whatever she's doing and face me and talk and speak up, please.
Okay, he threw me and the children out of the house in the middle of the night that day, and we had to go to my uncle's place to stay. He didn't look for us until after 1 month, but he still said he wasn't. We shouldn't come back to the house. Okay, the children, their school had to stop. I wasn't going to work too because where we are was far from their school. We used to live at Abusive, and the my uncle's place we went to was Ikorodu. So he didn't come and he didn't make any moves to look for us. I was able to get a place after 3 months at Agege where I stay with the children and I registered them in the school. Before I put them into school, I called him for assistance to put the children back to school. He said he's not going to take responsibility for that. That if I want to put children back to school, I should bring them back to the house. That he didn't send us away. Already, my father have already sent for him to come home so that we can resolve and talk about what happened. But he refused to go home. He said he doesn't have any reason to go and meet my father. So while the children were with me, sometime in July 2021, he came with the mother and said they want to take the children from me. They were already in school. So I told them that they can't take the children away. They're already in school. You sent us out because you don't want the children. And you are giving reasons because I don't have a male child. That's why you sent us out. Okay, now you still came for the female children because my children are all girls. That you can't take them. So they left. And I had to go to court to report the case. I petitioned him. So I was filing for custody of the children and welfare while he takes care of them. Throughout the time they were with me, he refused to pay their school fees or their health care. In November, he came, October, he came and took the children for meet and greet because he had access to see the children. My lawyer said I should grant him access, that is still their father. So he had access to see them. He calls them whenever he wants on my phone. When he took them for 1 week holiday and meet and break, he brought them back. Then in December, he came saying he wants to take them for Christmas holiday. I also called my lawyer. I said I should grant him access, and he took the children. The day he took the children, since then I didn't hear from them again. I would call him, he won't pick my call. At some point, he was out of reach. So when I later found out he took the children to the village, I was asking, why did you not take the children and I can't reach you. I can't reach the children. He said he doesn't. He's not supposed to tell me whatever he do with the children. That he have right to take them anywhere he wants to take them to. Throughout that December period, I didn't speak to them. I didn't see them. January, they were supposed to resume school. I sent him messages on their school list and school fees. So after sending it, he didn't respond. I kept on calling again. He didn't. School was supposed to resume on the 4th before they moved the resumption to 10th. I spoke with my lawyer and he called him and he told them. He told my lawyer that he has changed school for the children, that they are not coming back. So that morning I called him. He said yes, that he has changed school for them. And you didn't tell me. You took children from me that you will bring them back there. You're going for holiday, and now you are telling me that you've changed school for them. And that when I took them away from him, that did I tell him? Everything I did, he was informed. Even when the children were sick, and he was informed, even though he wasn't doing anything for them. At the end of the day, the children were in that school. The court gave us a mandate to sit and have a compulsory meeting for January 30th. So when we went for that meeting, because since he took them, I can't see them, I can't call. When I call, he won't pick. He will, so the day he will pick, he will tell me. Sometimes he will call me to tell me that the children have forgotten me. That do I know what the children have forgotten me? They don't even think about me. When we went for the conference, they said, okay, where do I want to see my children? He said I should come to his father's house because that's where he moved to. I should come to his father's house to see the children. I said, no, I can't come to your father's house. If you have your own place, I can come and see my children, but I can't come to your father's house. And then I'm not ready to see my children. That was what he said. So the lawyer said, okay, let's have a meeting point where I can see my children. He agreed on a place. On our way to the place, he went to another place. He drove to a church and he said I should order a ride for the children and I'm going to pay. I said, okay, it's not a problem. I paid, and when the children came out, he moved from the church to the roadside and blocked the cab by the roadside and brought out the children from the car and said, this is my children, I have seen them, I can go. I said, this wasn't the agreement we had few hours ago. We were supposed to sit somewhere, me and my children. But you just bring them now and flash to my face and say, this is my children, I can go. The children were crying, so I couldn't leave them. I entered the car with them. So he drove to his father's house. While he was driving there, he said, I can jump down from the car if I wish. Since I don't want to go to his father's house, I can jump down from the car. So I endured till he got
I'm
to
don't
the
lay down myself. I'm don't lay down myself.
I endured till he got to the gate and I came down. I left that satellite town and I stayed in Agege. So I came back without seeing the children or having any contact with them. When we went back to the court, okay, I called my lawyer and informed him of what has happened, and nothing still happened. Up until now, I haven't had any hearing from court. It's still with the children. I can't reach the children. The last incident now was I called. He said I shouldn't call him anymore, that I don't have anything with him, that whenever I want to speak to my children, I should buy them a phone. So now the question, what is the possibility that if I buy phone for those children, it won't allow me to speak with them or allow them to pick the calls? When I call on his own phone, he will switch off the phone. The children will be there. He will tell me that they are here, but I cannot speak with them. I went with my lawyer on Easter Day. He called because I sent messages severally. I want to see my children. I want to. He didn't respond until the Sunday when I told him that this is the day I want to come. That was when he responded. I said, are you not being wicked? I contacted this since Monday and you're waiting till Sunday to tell me to start coming. This is few hours to the end of the day. And it was raining. I had to call my lawyer and pleaded. He said, okay, that he will come out so that we can go together. I didn't inform him I was coming with my lawyer and my friend. So we all went there together. This was around 5 p.m. from my place to Satellite Town. On getting to their gate, I called him, okay, I'm here, because he said I can come and pick the children if I want, if that is what I want. So when we got there, I called him, I'm at the gate. He said I should come inside. I said, no. The agreement was for me to come and take the children. You didn't tell me that I was, then I'm not ready to see the children. The same thing he said, and he ended the call, switched off his phone. Well, we waited there for more than 1 hour. He came out. The sister came out, opened the gate, saw I was the one. She banged the gate. The same thing, the mother did the same thing. They banged the gate and they locked their gate. He came out and drove off. So my lawyer called him and was like, he's disappointed with what he has just done because he too is a lawyer, but he's not practicing. So my lawyer told him that he was disappointed. So he said, okay, he's coming back. We should wait for him. We waited. When he came back, my lawyer went inside with him. So the mother said I was the one who called them to come and carry the children, that I was tired of taking care of the children. I've never had that discussion with her. Since we had our issue, nobody from that family has ever called me to say what happened, or she just took my children from me. And he doesn't want me to have access to my children. The children were already in a school before he took them away. It's not like they were not going to school, which he refused to pay their school fees.
You're the one that filed the case in court,
Yes, I did.
and we cannot attend to the case except the case is withdrawn from court or the court decides.
It's not looking that the court will decide anytime soon because my next case was adjourned to October 12th.
That's how
And
it's
that's a
been
long
done.
time for me to see my children. I can't stay without seeing my
The
children.
court supersedes every other operation we did, because if you have not filed the case, it's a different thing. Once you file the case and the case is already in process in court, we can't do until the court decide. And outside that, since you're the one that filed the case, okay, except you withdraw the case from court, that is the only way we can come in. And also, your lawyer did not advise you rightly because you are the one living with the man. You should be able to, you should know better if the keys are released to him, it is at risk that you may not end up seeing the keys again or he will grant you access. Because if you're having issue in your in your home, the couples should be able to tell what the other party is likely to do at any moment. So when you took the kids, you are granting him access and he was having access to the kids in your place and already you filed custody of the kids. You should have waited instead of releasing the kids to him for holiday and all that. You should have waited for the court to, decision before you started giving him the kids to go away with. Because if the court have not decided and you you've already filed and they have taken adjournment, you only wait until the court decide. Or it's only court that can decide what next. If you have not filed, then you have done otherwise. Invite him if he's not complying. We'll get him arrested first before everything have to go with stages. You cannot just go and take the both parties have equal rights to the kids. You have no rights to deny you access to your kids or play you game with your kids. And their girl child, how old are they?
The first ones are 8 years, the second ones are 2 years, please.
2 years.
Yes, they are set of twins.
Set of twins.
Yes.
3 years plus.
8 years and two
8 years
years.
and 2 years.
Yes.
And they need your care. They need your care. Sure. Get child to don't release them like that. Why you as a mother? Which court did you file?
Utter High Court.
At the High Court.
Yes.
When did you file?
July 2021.
Have they sat once?
Not had any hearing.
Why?
The last time we went to the court, because I filed when the children were in my custody. So when we went to court, that was in February. So the judge said we should go and re-amend the case since he has taken the children. So we have to re-amend that the children are with him. And the next sitting was 1st of June. And the court didn't sit. So the next adjournment is for October 12th.
And he did not appear in any.
He has not
never
come for
appeared
anyone.
one.
Yes.
Where are the kids now?
They are in satellite town with him in his father's house.
His father's house.
Yes.
Will you go to see them?
He does not allow me to see them. Now he said I shouldn't even call his phone. I can't talk to them. The last time I called him, that the children are here, but I cannot talk to them. I should buy them a phone. He has nothing to do with me anymore.
What led to you leaving that marriage?
He was beating me. He said he's done with the marriage. That was before that night. The issue we had started in 2020. We traveled home and he called my father and said he's no longer interested in the marriage, that I can leave. Okay, my father said he should come to the house. Let's, because we went home for Christmas holiday. He should come to the house and let's talk. So my father, he came with the elder sister. So what happened? And he doesn't have anything to say anymore. He stood up and he left. While leaving, he said I should remain in my father's house. He came back again. He pulled me and said I should follow him. So we went back to their place. My dad said I should go with him. We went back to their place. That night, the sister and the mother, including him, they started fighting me. We have stayed in the village from December till January, and I need to go back to work. There's no network for me to work from the village, so I need to go back to work. You can't keep keeping me here when I have work to attend to. Okay. I said I'm going. He refused. This was as at 17th of January.
2020.
2021.
Where is it from?
We are from the same place, Delta State, Ela. So because I decided I would go back to the village, and I already got a call from the office because I've not been reporting to it, I've not been logging on. There's no network for me to work. He said I cannot go to my father's house because they stay outskirts of the town. There's no network there, but in my place there's network. But he won't allow me go to my place
How
because
old is the marriage?
8 years before.
8 years.
Yes.
Okay, there must be something specific he's complaining about, or he complained to your parents by
He
returning him
didn't
home.
say anything.
But there is no way he will not have any complaint. Will he will not have any issues in the marriages, having a
We've been having
exchange
issues.
of words and all that?
We've been having issues. He's abusive. He drinks and he doesn't stay at home. He's always running to his parents. Sometimes he will abandon me and the children for months. During the COVID period, he abandoned me. My mom was in my place because then I just had the little ones. He abandoned us and left to stay in the village. Stayed from March to November. He didn't come back. He was the one who called me that during this period of our separation that I need to learn to manage my home. What have I done? Okay, even if we are separated, you should tell me and I will know that we are separated legally. Your parents don't just take you and keep you in the house and you say we are separated. Nobody is saying anything. You don't go to the house and they will tell you to come back home that you have a family. And you keep staying there with them and they will welcome
It
you.
doesn't
Even
work.
when they don't see him, no, he doesn't work. When they don't see him, they will be the one calling him, we haven't seen you for long. He will pack his bag and he will take off. He's not
So how are
providing
you
for
people
the house.
surviving?
It's because I am working. He does not provide for the house. He will go. Maybe today the father will say, oh, he has sent us money to feed. Throughout those period he left us. Yes, the father was sending us 20,000 naira monthly to feed for twins.
How old is he?
He's 40 years old now.
40 years old.
Yes,
And the family is feeding him,
yes,
feeding his children for him and wife with 20,000 naira.
yes.
Right.
So when he left, okay, I kept on calling. When are you coming back to Lagos? That his father said he shouldn't come back. That if he come back, he will not benefit anything from him anymore. I said, okay, you can stay back since you are not coming back. Since you are not coming back, you should remain there. When he finally got back to Lagos, he didn't tell me that he came back. It was that day I called to just greet his father. That day, he said that he has been in traffic at Obalende. I was like, "Ah, Obalende, Obalende is in Lagos," and that they've been back for over a week. I was surprised because he didn't tell me. We've been talking. He never mentioned that he's back to Lagos, and we've been in Lagos together. He didn't come back home. So when I called him, that he wanted to surprise me with what? That you left home for more than 6 months now, and you are coming back. You didn't want to come back home, and saying you wanted to surprise me. I don't know the surprise you want to give me anymore. Before he came back, that we will need to start living in peace. Okay, I've not done anything to you. He's the one that refused to stay in the house. In the morning I wake up, I go to work. Before I get back, I might be in the office, he will call me, oh, he's going to his father's house. I said, okay. The next thing is, oh, I won't come back. What are you doing there that you are not coming back? We have a place where we stay.
Who is paying for the house?
His father pays part of the rent. Sometimes the money we save up to pay, he will even use it to gamble. So most of the time, they have to get the money from his father if he has squandered the one we saved to pay the rent.
Ah, the issue the case is in court, and until that court decide, that is the only way you can come in fully.
I will have to pull out the custody case from the case. Maybe I'll leave the because I petitioned for divorce and custody of the children. So maybe I'll have to pull out the custody of the children from the
And
case.
we'll need to see your lawyer because your lawyer is
Okay.
not giving you proper advice.
Okay.
Possibly you need to change your lawyer. Yeah. The lawyer, the, the lawyer is one of the problems you are having. So I'd advise you rightly. This would have come as long as you have fight for the child custody. It would have allowed you to remain with the child or the children until court decide. You will grant him access, you'll be coming to see the kids because it's likely that he will go with the kids, and that should have been one of the your reasons that you give in court. And for the fact that he's not also working, doesn't have a steady income, if the father is going to support, they can be supporting while you have custody of the kids because you are being the one heading the family all the while. Then secondly, because the kids are girls child, you need to watch over the kids against sexual abuse or other related issues or such. So you shouldn't have allowed you granting all those full things until you come to decide. So before you want to meet you with your lawyer.
Okay.
Yeah. Possibly next week, Thursday.
Okay.
Mm. Okay. Next week, Tuesday, Thursday,
Okay.
we check if he's not in court.
Okay. No
Mm.
problem.
Yeah, if he's in court, you let the office know. Call the catcher office.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do I need to leave his details or should I be the one to call
You
him?
should be the one to call because it's for your own assistance. You don't really need much to do. You want to know the level in which you have the level how far he has gone and why he's not pressing much for you. Because I mean the case being attended to on time, and also the reason why we advise you on that, hence you know you have no influence on the guy, and then we put her together. Yeah.
Because I was expecting maybe he would write to the court regarding me seeing my children because it's been so long since December till now.
It's one of the reasons why I'm going to say since he's the one in the case and it's not pro bono work, you are paying him
Yes.
for the service. So you should be able to, you should be told on the right thing to do so they can have access to your goods. Yeah. Sorry about that.
Thank you, ma'am.
See you next week. If there is any change in the probably is in court that he
Okay.
will not make it on Thursday, then you communicate with the secretary
Okay.
so that they can give
Time.
her another date which will suit her.
What time will be okay?
On Thursday
Yes.
at 12 noon.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you. We'll be back in a moment. God bless.